Hello and welcome to Let's Create the Photography Show and another Let's Talk. And this week, yes, there's been a delay. Why? Everything that's been going on, you know what it's like. I've been doing these and recording these in the background, and we have got a plethora of guests coming to you. But today, whenever you watch this gentleman is the godfather of landscape photography on YouTube. This gentleman I have followed for over 6 years, right from the beginning. I've seen him in many places. Sometimes he probably thinks I'm his stalker, but I'm not. I just love and admire his work, and I think I speak for many of us when I say this. So let's give it up and let's give a warm welcome and kick back, relax, listen, watch and enjoy Thomas Heaton. Roll titles! Hello and welcome to Let's Create the Photography Show. I mention it here, and by the way, we won't go through all them.
Are those your questions?
Yeah, so I'll just do a quick.
Send them to my PA. Proofing.
I send them to your missus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you like that. I've written that here about you're level-headed, and you're the reason why I asked you, because it's not for any other reason other than my interest in you as a creative being.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
So thank you very much.
No problem. I remember seeing you like 3 or 4 times on the bounce at the photography show and at various other places. You just kept popping up, and I was like, "Oh, I know this guy." Yeah, you've always came and said hello and been very friendly, even from the very early days, like when I had like hardly any subscribers, and I instantly instantly recognized you. I felt a rapport with you because you're from, I don't know where you're from, but let me guess.
Go on.
I'm guessing Lancashire, Burnley, Bury.
Bit further down, St Helens.
St Helens, right? Okay,
Yeah.
but definitely that neck of the woods, the northwest, and I'm from the northwest.
Yeah.
So definitely had that kind of connection straight away. So yeah, happy.
Yeah, brilliant. Like I said to Adam Gibbs, I was like a little schoolgirl when I met Adam. And that was at the Penrith at the Northern Photography Show, and I'm a nervous guy. People think I'm like dead confident, but I'm not. It's all just me trying to get through. And I met Adam, and I was like, "Oh, Adam, can I record you, sir?" And now we've been chatting quite a bit, and I think he's a wonderful photographer, like yourself.
He's great. He can be quite intimidating though, because he's massive. Yeah. Like when I first met him, I didn't realize how big he was. He's about 6'6". I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Really tall. Yeah, I think that's what intimidated me actually when I first met him. But then I met him at Gary Goff's again, where I met yourself.
Oh yeah,
I got the calendar off you, which was.
Oh right, I signed it. Who did I make it out to?
No, there was a subliminal message on it. Ironically, you said, "Oh, you can have this one cheap because it's been scribbled on," and it had Z on it.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, all these years later, I've ended up with a Z7, and I call it Z. I was like, I've kept that calendar. It's good luck.
Yeah, subliminal.
So let's just get straight into it. I'm not even going to start with an intro or anything because we're chatting them away. But I'm going to ask you a few questions if you don't mind anyway, just to settle us down. And I'll go in with big guns. So,
whoa, all right. Go on then.
How and when did the love of travel and photography start?
Oh, geez.
I bet you've been asked that loads though.
All right. So the love of it stems back to my youth, because I always wanted to go out and explore, right? So whatever, go up a mountain, go and see an area, go and explore, go anywhere, see anything. But when I was an awkward teenager, it's not really the done thing. Like you'll get ripped to shreds by your mates if you go and do something for the sake of doing it. So I, as soon as I got into photography about the age of 16, it was like all of a sudden I could go and travel to places and explore places because it had a purpose. I could take a camera and I could take images. That was the reason for going somewhere, rather than just going. Like at the age of 15, 16, 17, if I was just going to go and explore some fells, in the north of Lancashire, it would just be aimless and pointless, and quite honestly feel a bit awkward. Obviously I don't feel like that now, but having a camera gives me purpose. And I was never a very confident traveler as well. If I'd have gone traveling by myself without being a photographer, I'm the type of person that would just stay in my hotel room or youth hostel or whatever, and I just wouldn't have the confidence to go anywhere. I'd probably walk around the city centre for a bit, and I just never had a direction or a purpose. Even though I wanted to go and explore stuff, I just never knew why. Did that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
You've got a camera in your hand, you can go anywhere, do anything, travel completely solo. You've always got something to do because your mind is occupied 24/7. You know what it's like. You're driving anywhere and you see something, nice bit of light on a nice subject, and you're always switched on. So yeah, that's I suppose where it stemmed from.
Yeah, fantastic. That's pretty much for me. Going out, getting about. The camera's the reason, isn't it? It's the fulcrum, the lever, if you like. You're more travel than me, obviously. You've been all over the world.
Not at the minute, I'm not.
I know, yeah. Shocking,
not.
isn't it? Shocking. Just, it is what it is. I've had the jab, which was interesting.
Oh, have you had it? How did you feel?
2 days of feeling like I was strapped to a rocket. Not good. I was supposed to be doing a talk for Le Mag magazine. It's like an online Facebook kind of group. Excellent. And I was so looking forward to it, and I had to cancel right on the night because I couldn't feel my head.
Yeah, I've got, I don't know if it's weird, but my mate had the jab. He had the Pfizer one.
Yeah.
And he was sick as a dog, and then immediately got flu after the jab and was out for about 8 days. My mum and dad got the jab. They got the AstraZeneca one.
Snap.
And felt rough for a day, then woke up feeling like on top of the world. So for about 24 hours. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's good. That's good with your mum and dad, definitely.
Mixed results.
But I think it's a good thing. It's amazing, really. We want to stay safe and get out. The 29th, Thomas, the 29th. Have you got any plans?
I've got, hang on a minute, 29th. I've got April the 12th in my diary.
No, I've booked 2 days off work. It's Monday the 29th.
Yeah, are you sure? Do you know what? I don't watch the news, right? Because
me neither.
I don't like nor trust the media or politicians or anything. So I just don't watch it, because then I'm not influenced by it, right?
Yes.
I'm a huge believer in common sense, a massive believer in courtesy and common sense. And I think a big part of everything, that's what you need, not the bloody Daily Mail or whatever telling you what to do. So I haven't been watching it. I had a rough idea of what Bojo said last week. But for some reason, I had it in my head that April the 12th was the most likely date whereby we could get in our cars and we can go somewhere. But you're saying end of March. Tell me what you know.
So the April date might be where you can stay over. Don't quote me, I don't know. But I know for a fact that the 29th, we can travel and meet up with up to 6 people.
Isn't it weird, though? Isn't it weird that this is a thing?
A thing,
This is a thing. It's like, hang on a minute. Why do... If you could kind of like... jump forward by 1 year from last year to now, you'd be like, what?
Whoa.
I can't meet people. I can't see my mum. I can't leave my town. Yeah, it's just so odd that we're getting excited about just giving, this tiny bit of freedom and everything that we take for granted beforehand.
Yeah.
It's just mad. It's mental. I still can't get my head around it. Like, obviously I follow the rules and everything, but I still go to a shop without a mask, because I've forgotten it, because I can't get into the habit. That's why I wear this buff now. This buff is as important as my underpants. Yeah. Because without it, I can't go anywhere. Yeah. So I have to, I just can't break these, I just can't get into the habit. I'll like fill up my car with petrol, walk into the petrol station, stare at the chocolate bars, and then go, oh, shh. pull it up. I just can't. I can't sort of get used to it. It's weird.
Yeah. The buff's
But anyway,
been
sorry.
No. The buff's been a lifesaver, and you bang on what you're saying. It's surreal, and to think. I'm not with this when we get back to normal. I feel like I've been changed, that the world has been changed, and the appreciation, it's a positive thing, by the way, what I'm saying, that it's an appreciation of outdoors and photography. And locally, I've always shot local, and I know you have been doing yourself. One that stands out not so long ago was the tree that stood out tall from the rest.
Oh yeah, it's a belt. I need to go back there. In fact, I missed.
Yeah.
I should. There's some really heavy snow. I should have gone, and I didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're doing what I think everyone should do. We get carried away. We're going away to we get these fixed. Like, where am I going on the 29th? I'm going to Lake District. And then where am I going? Hartefell. I'm going to Eskdale. And I can't wait. But there's a little bit of me is thinking, oh, I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit agitated by it. And you said it again the other night on your other video about this unease, and I thought, whoa, that's weird. I've been feeling that feeling, an anxiety, and it was quite obvious what you were saying. I could really relate to that. I think a lot of people right now can relate to that anxiety. So thanks for saying it, because no one is saying it.
Like, I feel like I go out places and I feel like I shouldn't be there, right? I feel like I'm being judged, even if there's no one around, or even if I'm 100 yards from my house. But my concern and my worry is the same as you. Like, when they open up at the end of March and we can go places, of course, we're all going to feel anxious, agitated, and uneasy, because I mean, I've noticed that during this whole pandemic, since it started, there's been a lot of xenophobia, a lot of people saying this is my land, my town, my village, my whatever, go, everybody leave, no one come. And I understand it, because people are scared. I'm worried that when things open up at the end of March, these popular places, these tourist locations like the Lake District and like certain areas of Scotland, the locals who live there, I worry that they're gonna not be welcoming. And that's my concern, is they're going to see us as a threat, and they're not going to want us there because, because they feel threatened. So that's my concern, and I totally get it. I get it. I do get it. But at the same time, nobody owns, an area. Like, whether you live there or not, it's completely irrelevant. Doesn't matter. We're all entitled to go and explore and go outdoors and see the country. I'm going to feel that, so I'll probably try to get somewhere as remote as possible.
For sure. I'm not going to go on too much about it, because it does seem to be a dominating subject, and it's quite polarized. I don't like that. I think like I say,
it's true. I've seen, I've heard about things, how it's brought out the best in people. I've not seen that. I've seen it bring out the worst in people. And it's so polarizing. I got a death threat because I went to Lanzarote.
That was my next question about Gavin Hardcastle. Basically took the mick and said that I'm Thomas's stalker. Now, laughing and joking, when I saw the email, there was a little bit of me inside it, that I've written down here, that all of us photographers, common senses, as if you like, all felt for you, and it was spoke about with friends, and not nice at all. So I'm, I'd never wish that to happen again to any one of us. Or what happened to you was horrible.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad. It's just an
idiot or whatever.
An angry, scared person, I think. But it doesn't worry me. I'm not bothered. Like, at the time I was, and that's why I reported it to the police. But actually, the only reason I reported it to the police is because the comment was so macabre that I thought, oh, bloody hell, I better check up on this guy, make sure he doesn't live around the corner. And turns out he does.
Oh, God.
Well, not around the corner, maybe like an hour away north.
Close enough.
And so I thought, oh, God, right. So I thought I'd just report it to the police, not so that I would get him arrested or not because I was scared. It's really just to log it so that if it happened again or anything happened. So this guy who commented took great offense to me going to Lanzarote, which I didn't understand, to be honest, but he did take great offense, and it just took it out in this really nasty comment. And he's obviously seen my channel before, so he didn't just stumble upon it.
Wow.
But people, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I've seen for the past year is
not the good.
Pandemic's brought out the worst in people, and it's fear, and that's a shame.
Fear and anger mixed. He's not a
fear,
good
anger,
thing.
Frustration.
Yeah,
the whole thing's been handled so badly, and that's not helped people. Hey, fingers crossed. This is it now.
29th.
29th.
Have a look at your calendar again.
Go back to normal. Yeah, that would be nice.
Or I'm going to get in trouble when I'm driving up the lakes, but there you go.
You know what? I haven't even updated my calendar. Every year I put a new calendar on my wall, a new wall planner.
Yeah.
So I can plan out the year ahead. It's behind the computer, and I've still got 2020 year planner, all cancelled. But I didn't even bother buying a new one because I thought, what's the point? But maybe things will change. But hey, I've got to say, I'm very lucky. I try not to complain because I've still been able to keep going and keep working, whereas a lot of people haven't. So,
yes, this is very true, and a lot of things are changing for people who are still in a job. Working in this little room's been a good challenge because I do my photography, so I'm graphic designer by day, photographer by night. I'm no Batman of photography, but it does feel like it in this cave sometimes. Like there should be bats hanging around. But it
does look a bit like a dark cave in there, I've got to say.
It was
nice backlighting.
It was a kitchen. There's a room in there. There's a door here, and there's 3 doors in a 6 foot by 10 room.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a bit strange, but I'm loving it because my kids are there and I can help them out with the school teaching and the homework and what have you, and then come in and do a bit of editing, and everything's on hand. So I'm a lot fortunate than a lot of people, like you say. I'm going to jump away from this anyway because
please.
I'm not Michael Parkinson, so I do have to read off my bit of paper. We've covered quite a bit what I wanted to ask you, and one of them was, how do you handle notoriety? How do you keep so level-headed? I know to you're down to earth, but let's face it here, Tom, you are quite a huge figure in landscape photography, vlogging, and I'd like to say landscape photography, because here's the book.
I've got the book. Nice.
Absolutely love it, and I'm not even halfway through it. I'm just taking my time reading it because what you've put together is quite in depth, and because of the videos, you've got this residual memory. It's quite good because you're going through the book. Like I got to Glencoe, it's like, that's when he met Nev.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
There's all this attachment to the video without actually realizing it when I'm reading it. I'm actually seeing it as well. Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
No, that's good. It's both a blessing and a curse because it's like you say, a lot of people see me as a YouTuber. A lot of people see me as a photographer. I don't think there's a distinction, if I'm completely honest. I don't think that you're if you have a trade and you have a YouTube channel, that doesn't exclusively make you a YouTuber. But yeah, it is brilliant. Like YouTube as a platform to showcase your work is the best there is. Don't think there's anything better.
No.
But yeah, you do then become a YouTuber, by nature.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how I just if it had taken off when I was probably like 19 or 20, it probably would go to my head. But because I'm so jaded and I'm so like just miserable generally and cynical, I'm very cynical. And I see people who do well on YouTube or Instagram or even the television, and it goes to their head.
Yeah,
and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing
to
watch, and I think I'm so glad I'm not like that.
It's that grumpy that keeps you Keeps
Yeah,
you.
it is.
Your
That's
head.
what it is. Yeah, I refuse to. Like, if I'm ever chatting to somebody who I don't know and never met, and they don't know me, and they ask what I do for a living, I never mention YouTube ever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dare mention that I have a YouTube channel, just in case they go and look at it.
Yeah, especially at work. And I've never mentioned it to work really, that I actually film myself.
Oh yeah,
It's so weird, isn't it?
it is
I
weird.
walk around filming myself talking. That's not something I want to brag about.
If you think about it, like that, it's difficult. Like, if I start thinking about all my mates from back home watching it, and people I know watching it, and people I went to school with watching it, I don't want to know that. I just want to. I just want to block that out. Like, all my neighbors who live on my street, I think I got away with it for about 6 months before one of them finally saw one of my videos pop up on their YouTube channel, and then it's all over the street, and now they all know the dirty
WhatsApp group in your street. They're all like, "Have you seen Tom's latest?"
That's it, exactly. So now I can't talk ill about my local area, because I'll offend half the street.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, not that you would anyway. Not that
I would. No, but you know, if there's a bit too much litter on the beach.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, that is something you can be mad about.
I only went the one time to your neck of the woods and just really, really enjoyed it, and got
I saw that.
Candy floss. Yeah, Sky. The sea is made of marmalade. Yeah, it's an amazing place.
Problem with where I live is that it's one of the best locations ever at sunset. Right, because you get that candy floss pink sky, you get the earth shadow, but you cannot get that beach empty at sunset. Like, there will be 100 people on until after dark, and then half of them will stay behind and light a fire and have a picnic. The sand, the only time the sand is ever free of footprints is at sunrise, and even then you've still got to get lucky. I was out 3 times this week, today, yesterday, and the day before. This morning I was out 1 hour before sunrise, and I still wasn't the first one out there. I was like, oh, come on. Wow. so by 7 a.m. when the sun's coming up, there's a line of 50 people all watching it and take pictures, which is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the problem I have is I can't talk to a camera when there's people around.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm just taking photographs, hey, I'll just line up next to them all, and we'll all take pictures, and it'll be great. But making a video, that's when I get frustrated. But I'm frustrated at me, not at them. My area, the beach, is beautiful, but I think probably during the summer solstice, when the sun rises at 4:30 a.m., you'll probably get the beach to yourself then. Yeah, but not at the minute.
I was quite frightened actually when I was coming back, because they were doing donuts on the car park.
Were they? Oh, you went to the lighthouse?
Yeah.
Oh, that car park's a nightmare.
Yeah, well, I didn't know.
Full of idiots.
There was another photographer. Yeah, there was proper idiots, and there was another photographer there, and he'd parked by the side of me, and they were basically doing donuts all around us. And I'm like getting my gear in the car and thinking, I just want to get out of here. And it was like, wow, this is crazy. There must have been 10 BMWs and Audis just ripping it up. I'm like,
there's a single track. It's a single track road down to that car park, and they fly down that road. Like 50 mile an hour, and it's dangerous because you get runners, cyclists, dog walkers. And there's a nature reserve there as well.
Yes,
so I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man, but I'm surprised the council haven't done something to sort it out.
Barrier or some at a certain time. So if you go there, folks, walk down the beach. Don't park on that car park.
No, if you park at the first car park and then walk a few hundred yards.
Didn't know that, but there you go. You lives and learns. It brings me to a good point actually about when I met you at Gary Goff's, and everyone was asking questions, and I'm like, God, I've got to ask a question. I'm always like, I think you've got a chance to ask a question. And it's Tom, I've got to ask a question. And I said to you, like, in 5 years' time, and we're not getting far off it. And you said to me, it's quite funny this, because I know everyone changes, life changes. And I said to you about, where do you see yourself in 5 times? And you said, not vlogging.
Yeah. Probably I still got a year left, haven't I? Maybe 2 years.
About 2 years left. Yeah.
Yeah, I think back then I was I was probably trying to upload twice a week, maybe. So constant pressure, and especially if you're having a bad run in the summertime with images you're not happy with, and getting up at 4 a.m. every day only to be disappointed with your work. And I don't want to do it. But I'd love to be at the stage where I feel like I don't have to vlog. I'll tell you what the dream is. The dream is to post videos like do series, like treat it almost like a television network, like that format in terms of super high quality and a story from start to finish. So maybe you would post 6 episodes of an expedition or whatever, and then you do nothing for like 3 or 4 months, which gives you time to work on the next one. So it would be long form content, high quality, and you drop it, a couple of those, a few of those a year. But the problem with that is the YouTube algorithm doesn't like that. So, it doesn't get shared or distributed. I don't know. I'm enjoying it at the minute, though, to be honest.
You can
I've been out every day this week.
Have you?
Great. Yeah. I've been shooting with my medium format panoramic camera for the past 3 days.
Oh, right.
Messing up big time.
I thought you'd fell out with that camera.
No, I just made a couple of mistakes, and then just as I was getting the hang of it, it developed a fault, so I sent it away for repair. But then I got it back, and I took it out to the beach this week just to have a play with it.
Yeah.
And the first thing I did was put a roll of film in, wind the film on.
Yeah.
All the while, the aperture's wide open. So I'm winding the film on, and it's all getting exposed. And I was like, oh God,
shit.
That's one roll of film in the bin. And then I got put a second roll of film in, took a couple of images. Luckily, the light was terrible, and I thought, oh, that was a waste of film anyway, because there was nothing to photograph. I was just literally felt obliged to take some pictures. But realized I didn't add on a center filter that I needed for that particular camera. So I was like, oh God, that's a waste. But luckily, because of those 2 mistakes, those 2 terrible mistakes, I went back again the next day, which was yesterday, and had a much better time of it. Everything just clicked. I got there nice and early, and it was really good. But the problem is with the coast where I live, as soon as the sun rises, like, it's over. That's it. So you get about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of good light. So yesterday I went out, shot 4 images, and I didn't feel complete. So I went back out again this morning and shot another 4 images, and I feel like that's better now. But the problem is, of course, I've got to get the film developed. So I'm kind of, at the minute, I'm not confident at all. So
you don't know. Yeah, be a good surprise. I'm sure there'll be something. Yeah, because I just like that format. I'm really enjoying that format.
It's difficult though, that camera, because it's a rangefinder camera, so you can't see what you're photographing. You can't focus. You have to focus from markings on the lens. Even the way you frame things isn't perfectly accurate because you're using a viewfinder that sits on top of the camera.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, it's a very manual camera, so you're controlling everything from the lens. There's basically, what I'm saying is, there's a lot of opportunity to mess up,
mistakes.
And I reckon I've done that. We'll see.
Well, I've missed you on tonight because we're here chatting, so I'll be watching.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. I'm really happy with that video. I've got a new lens for my Fuji GFX, so I was just
two new ones, haven't you? 100.
I've got 2. Yeah, I got
400, 35. I can't
32
remember
to
now.
64.
That's right. Yeah.
And then 100, 200.
Yeah, Fuji like the strange numbers, don't they?
Yeah, well, no, it makes sense if you look at the full frame equivalent.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 24. Yeah,
it's about 24 to 50 or something like that, maybe. But yeah, that lens, I like to buy secondhand lenses. I think, I don't know why anyone would buy a brand new lens.
I agree.
But the 32 to 64 I couldn't find on the used market anywhere, so I had to buy a new one. That was so expensive. More expensive, significantly more than I paid for the camera.
Oh,
so it's like, oh God.
Oh,
But that's, if I look back at the advice I gave people 5 years ago, I'd always say that the lens is more important than the camera body. That's why they cost so
Yeah.
much. And it's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just try not to scratch this one.
Yeah, don't.
I'm terrible for that.
You should watch some Mike Brown where he's sticking a fork on the end of his lens.
Oh, yeah.
A classic video. It's like, no, I won't try that one, Mike. It costs too much.
I like Mike. Mike's like got to be one of the best.
Awesome.
He's one of the best articulators of photography knowledge.
Yes.
Like I have difficulty explaining things to people. I know it in my own head, but I can't explain it. Whereas Mike's just like, this is like this, so then apply this to this. And like with Mike, if you don't understand something and he explains it to you, it just clicks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I get it. So I have great respect for him. I've watched this. I've never spoke to him. I don't know him, but I've seen his work for years and years and years.
Me too. Keep your fingers crossed because I want to get him on.
I want to
talk to him. Yeah, I want to talk to him. We're going back to 2012 when I first started watching Mike, and I reckon he's the reason why I do make a decent picture now and again. I learned so much off him, Yeah.
I often forget that people. I forget that not everybody who watches my videos understands the technical aspects of photography. So sometimes I'll just quickly yabber on about depth of field, f-stop, this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, if I was watching this when I was first starting, I didn't quite, I wouldn't quite understand what he was talking about. So every now and again, I try to, I try to explain things. But the problem with YouTube is you can't just repeat yourself week after week.
Some do.
Yes.
Not saying any names.
No names.
No names there. No. I had a chat with Gary Goff the other day, name dropping. Nice. I like Gary as well. And he was saying about certain YouTubers, and I've got quite a bit of editing to do with Gary's.
Oh, is he naming people? Just bleep them out.
Some of them are a bit obvious as well, but there you go. He was right what he was saying, though. I did agree. There was no polarization with Gary. He's just pretty much.
Oh no, Gary,
straight to the point.
I like Gary. I've obviously I've met him loads of times, but
yeah.
He likes to call a spade a spade.
He certainly does.
Very direct. Doesn't beat around the bush. Old Gary Goff.
No, love it. We've completely gone off, loving it. We've gone off the questions, and I'm looking here now and thinking, are these getting a bit boring? But I was going to ask you, is any vloggers out there, we've mentioned Gary, but any other vloggers out there that inspire you? Or what should I say, sometimes you need a bit of fuel in the tank, you think, and you watch something and it triggers a thought.
Yeah, loads. The thing is, I don't call them vloggers. To me, a vlogger is somebody who's like, hey, what's up, bro? We're going to do whatever I feel like doing today, a bit of this, bit of that. This is my daily life. That's a vlog.
Yeah, yes.
For me, I very much see my videos and other people's as well as, like Ben Horn, he calls his video journals. And it's so true. It's like a video diary of his photography trips day to day.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of way I look at it. I've over the past few years, I've really tried to tone down my titles. And, I went through the phase of best thing ever. You need to do this. And 6 ways to improve your photography. Or, 6 reasons why you're failing, with a thumbnail that's like, I've done that. I've been through that phase and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's not what I want people to associate with my channel. What I want people, I'd rather have a smaller audience, but an audience who sits down and appreciates what they're watching and knows that there's something coming that's had a lot of work and effort involved.
Yeah.
And very much like a video, like a documentary, like I don't know, it's documenting my photo trips. That's what I would call it. I wouldn't call it a vlog. But anyway, who do I look up to? It's too many names. I mean, like, I'm really into my film photography at the minute, and I respect loads of people on YouTube who shoot film because I know how bloody difficult it can be.
Yeah.
But obviously, the obvious ones are like Ben Horn and Nick Carver.
Yeah.
But then there's like much smaller channels out there. who do great work, like Alan Brock. He's a friend of Ben Horn's, and they have such a good nature about their videos. Now I'm going through the stage of not wanting to leave anyone out and offend people.
Don't worry. Steve O'Nions jumps to mind for me as
Steve O'Nions. He's great. I watch most of his videos, and he's great because he knows. Not only is he incredibly sort of talented and know what he's talking about, like his depth of knowledge is incredible, but the work he produces, he's one of those photographers who's making a YouTube video, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, there's not a shot there.
I know.
I can't see it. And then he whacks it on screen and I'm like, oh, you nailed it.
Yeah.
So I'll just bang my microphone. But yeah, he's great. His work, he shoots with the Bronica SQ something or other. I can't remember the name of it. That square camera.
Square. Yes, lovely.
Yeah, and it's similar to my Hasselblad. And I was actually, it was watching his videos that I started to look for a Bronica but couldn't find one. Ended up going with a Hasselblad. But yeah, I like Steve Onions. Although I keep wanting to call him Steve Onions, and I hope he's not offended by that. It's just what I see when I see his name. Yeah, his work's great, and he's a Scouser. Is he a Scouser? He is a Scouser.
Yeah, he is a Scouser. Yeah. I'm not quite sure where he's from. He's another gentleman that I'd love to speak to more, because, like you say, he has a way of producing a shot that even when he's put the shot in front of you, I've looked at it and gone, hold on. Oh, I get it. It's not obvious. It's really complex. And
that's good. That's, obvious images, like bangers, you would call them.
Bangers.
Burning sunrise, big mountains. Great, obviously. But they tend to fade very quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas the images that don't hit you in the face straight away, those tend to be the ones that you look at and you think, yeah. And you look at again and again and again. It's like, and then before you know it, you love that image.
Yeah.
That's the kind. Do you know a guy called, I don't know how to pronounce his channel name. Yeah, AOS.
AOWS. Oh, what?
He's great. I mean, he's so chilled out, but his work is right up my street.
Yes, me too. Completely absorbing when he puts the images on. I am watching.
He doesn't. I love that he doesn't get hung up on gear. Like half the time, you don't even see the camera in his hand. You just see the images, and that's how it should be. Yeah. Like sometimes I feel like I focus too much on the gear, a little bit in the field.
Yeah.
And it should never. I really want to make a video where I shoot an entire video and you've got no idea which of my many cameras I'm using, so you never see the camera. That's kind of what he does, and it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, the black and white stuff he'd done in the snow lately, but even when he went to Death Valley, and you could tell I wanted to cook him up an hot pot and send it to him, because I thought, geez, this guy looks like he needs a feed. His heart and soul into the creativity.
Yeah, very passionate. Which I think I think it's I think integrity, passion.
Yes.
And like, I don't know what you call it, like realism, I suppose. But that comes across in certain people's work and certain people's content, and that's the stuff I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are many photographers who I like to watch. And I always get inspired. I get inspired by those who can create images from scenes that I think, like, if I watch somebody taking a photograph, an epic location with epic lights, as much as I appreciate that, I don't appreciate it half as much as when I see someone in the middle of a day in what looks like a drab location.
Yeah.
And then they create something from that, whether it's just the way that the shadow is falling across the ground and they notice that and capture it. Mm-hmm. That's what Nick Carver does very well.
Yeah.
So when I see that kind of work, something that gets me when I'm not expecting it, that's the stuff I really appreciate.
Yeah. I feel like I'm turning a corner myself, where it's so easy to slip into that adding a title and trying to get views. It's so easy to slip into that kind of,
Yeah.
I need to pull an audience in.
Well,
And
you know what?
I keep pushing it away. I can hear it in my head,
do it
though.
to an extent.
Yeah.
You can't downplay your work.
Yeah.
Like, but you don't want to, like today's video, for example, my video that I posted today.
Yeah.
I give it a bit of a title and a bit of a thumbnail, right? And at first, I was just going to call it what it is. I've got a new lens, going for a photo shoot, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I like to just, I don't want to I don't want to build up expectation too high. Yeah. But I ended up calling it something like, when you look at a thumbnail, there's text, and the text says, look what the storms did to this location, or look what the storms did to this beach. I can't remember. Well, basically what happened is we've had some storms over the past few weeks, and they've washed away all of the sand on the beach, right? So it used to be a 2-mile stretch of golden sandy beach.
Yeah.
And now there's hardly any sand. It's just all rock. Like, it's all been washed away. It's revealed all of the bedrock below the beach.
Wow.
It's phenomenal. Now there's pools of water. There's huge boulders. There's all kinds of stuff. And it's like a brand new location.
Yeah.
So I got really excited. So I decided to push that part of the video, make a bit more of it. So yeah, it's a fine line between getting a reputation for being a clickbaity weasel muncher.
Weasel muncher.
And being boring. You don't want, you still need that click-through rate. You're still competing with 50 other thumbnails on a window, so you've still got to get people, but it just you've got to be careful. It's a fine line. I would hope, I like to play the long game,
Snap.
The long, slow game.
Learn that from you.
Yeah, that's when you get really valuable viewers, is those who've been with you for a long time.
Yes.
Rather than, you can have the best title and the best thumbnail in the world, and it might get 1 million views, but how many of those 1 million views are coming back next week? None. Forget about you, because halfway through the video or after the video, they click onto the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. You need a slower pace, and
the people as well. You get to know the people who are commenting, and you get to know the characters through the way they word things and say, I've got a couple of people who put comments, and they're very honest, but in a really good way, and I absolutely love that.
I get some amazing emails and pieces of advice and all sorts, which I always take on board. I never take offense to it. Yeah. And I would hope, I don't know, but I would hope that I get a bit of respect from my peers.
Certainly.
Certainly over the past couple of years, as I've kind of matured and my content's matured. But yeah, there are a certain group of people out there who, I don't know, the videos feel a bit contrived and a bit like amped up and a bit false and a bit clickbait, and they get huge spikes in views. Like, I've never had a video get 1 million views ever, but I've like to feel that the mean is high.
Yes, the mean. Yes,
it's all about the mean.
Yes, Sean Tucker.
Yeah, Sean Tucker's a great guy. I've never met him. I think he's the one person who I've not met who
you walked past him.
Feel like I've met.
We were at the photography show.
I did,
and I was stood, and he was, and I didn't see you, and I'd seen Sean Tucker, and I'm thinking, I'm going to talk to Sean. I'm going to go and talk to Sean Tucker, and I'm stood there like a. I'm going to talk to Sean. I'm trying to pluck up. And the next thing, you walk round the corner and walk straight towards me. All right, Tommy. All right. I'll do a quick microphone. Gone. Turned round, and Sean Tucker had gone.
Yeah, no. He's coming to Antarctica with me, so I will meet him.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I do feel like I know him, and he's. What's great about Sean is he's doing it how he wants to do. He only uploads once a month. Yeah. Lucky bugger, and he does really well, and that's it. He's kind of like, what, I'm only doing it once a month because I've got this other work to do. I think the worst thing for YouTube about me is that I can't ever, or I don't feel like I can work on a project. Like, I'd love to film a project that takes me like a month, and then at the end of the month you get that. But I'm always working, like, I'm always feeding the machine. It's always like, right, everything I do is in a space this big. It's in a small window, and it's very difficult for me to focus on the bigger picture, like a long-term project. Yeah, so, but I'm terrified of taking like a month off.
I think give it time. I think you will. I do. What you're talking about with the production, I mentioned this to Adam Gibbs, and I think it's a really important part of growth and creativity. Ted Forbes from The Art of Photography, he created a series that went on Amazon where he was interviewing quite unique.
The art.
The art
What
of
did you call it? He
photography.
called it the arts. Oh God, what did he call it? I
know.
watched it. The artist series or something like
The
that.
artist series, that's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
photography series, something like that. And he went but Ted's the reverse, because before I knew him, I'd seen him create these like kind of projects, and then he became this. I'm uploading it every single day or twice a week, and bomb, and gear.
Well,
And
to be fair, that's what gets views, you know.
I know. What's quite shocking, and I don't know where I've got these polls from. I've seen a couple of vloggers put polls, and some other people have mentioned it in the past, is that you see gear videos doing really well, but then when people are asked, do they want to see gear videos, they say no. So what YouTube's suggesting this stuff, not because people want to watch it, but they're pushing it in front of creators. And I find that so annoying, because there's people creating such original, wonderful content, but because it's not commercial, because it's not a brand, because it's not got a name attached to it, it doesn't get pushed. And because something does have a name, or it's about a camera, that gets pushed.
I think what it is I think you've got people, I think, say, like, I have a classic example, and this is such a shame. I released a video a couple of weeks ago saying new camera to replace 5D Mark IV.
Yeah.
And that got really high views. And then I released a video a week later, which I was out in the snow with my Hasselblad.
Yes.
And that was one of my best videos I've done in ages. I love the images from that video. I love the whole video. It had such a good message, you know.
Yes.
I edited and finished that video, and I was proud.
Yeah, you can see it.
I love this. And I was excited to upload it.
Yeah.
Like, it bombed. I mean, it didn't bomb. It's done very well. But you know what? If you go on the YouTube app, it tells you how well your video's doing compared to your previous video.
Yeah.
It says this video is not performing as well as last. And that gear video got like 4 times the amount of views or something like that. I don't know, but a lot more views. And I thought, that's such a shame. But I think it's just people who, I think a lot of those views, they're not in it for the photographer. They're in it, they want to see about the camera gear. So the hope is that you might hang on to a couple of them, and they might then go on to enjoy your work.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you release a new, say Sony drop a new camera tomorrow, and I've got it here, and I'm like, you know, the new Sony A6 7000, whatever.
Yeah.
It might get 500,000 views, but those people will never come back to the channel.
No, chip shot paper, gone, just done.
So it's a bit of a false economy.
Yeah, I don't think it's the people though. I think it's YouTube.
Well, kind of, because they can push. Well, no, I don't necessarily think it is. I don't know how that could be, because YouTube's driven by views. That's it. So it's about selling advertising space. So YouTube pushes what people watch.
Yeah. Just go back to that video, your sheepy picture.
Oh, the sheep. Yeah.
What a shot.
Nice, wasn't it? I love it. But you know what? I underexposed it. So the quality isn't as good as it could be. Luckily, I was shooting with a film that has great latitude, so I was able to quite easily
pull it back.
Rescue it.
Was that a drum scan? Did you drum scan?
No, I haven't drum scanned it, no.
Stunning shot.
It's like 2 stops underexposed.
Right.
Which means the shadows are really muddy.
Yeah,
I was gutted about that as well. I was in such a rush, and I was watching the video back, and the earlier images, like, the thing is with snow is it's just the same, you know.
Yeah.
If you shoot one image at 10 in the morning and it's ISO 100 f16 50th of a second, those settings will pretty much do you good for the rest of the day, assuming the sun doesn't come out. And I shot all of my images at f16 1/15th of a second, there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, that last shot I shot at f16 1/60th of a second. Why
Oh,
did I do that? I don't know. I metered it. And I think I'm so scared of overexposing that losing all the detail in the snow. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like I just know it could be better, and it hurts, and I should just let go and say it is what it is. But I love that image. I do. I've got 3 other ones that are better exposed, because it wasn't until the last shot that I upped it to a 60th of a second, and before I was shooting at a 30th. But the sheep are all in the wrong
Positioning. Yeah.
The sheep are half out of the frame. It was on the last photograph that all the sheep came together, and boom. And then they were gone, and that was it.
Yeah,
good
that
shot
moment.
though.
Very good. Yeah, very good shot.
Yeah, but people prefer knowing which camera I've bought instead of my Canon 5D Mark IV, which is a shame.
Yeah, gutting. But at the same time, it's like, I just think they've gone. People will come back to the others. That was a question about older videos. I think more people will come back because there's a longevity to your creative videos rather than a piece of gear. No one's going to go and look at a video of a camera from 10 years ago.
No, that's true. I always try and make my content future proof, like evergreen content. So that's why I very rarely put emphasis on the gear. Gear videos and all that. Because gear videos give you that instant hit, but you're right, they don't have that longevity. Whereas I hear from people all the time that watching my content from 3-4 years ago and catching up.
Yes.
And it's all relevant. Same with my book. You'll know if you've read my book, then very rarely mention the gear. It's all about the experience, the image, the composition, the camera settings, which will never change.
Yeah.
But I basically try and make it timeless. So if you make a video, try and make it for people 5 years from now.
Yeah.
And you don't get that instant hit, but it'll just get constant traffic. So that's a good piece of advice. I heard that on another podcast somewhere, but don't make videos for today, make it for 5 years down the line.
It feels like that to me anyway, because the memories from a moment with my camera, and that was another question about, do you watch your own videos? Do you go back and watch? Because I went to Sprinkling Time for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Not that long ago. And Mikey, good friend, comes out with me everywhere. He said, you do know where you are now, aren't you? And I'd completely forgot about you, not to be rude, but I was absolutely knackered.
It's a tough hike. It's longer than it looks.
I was going to go up is it Great Gable? No.
Great Gable.
Yes.
I was Great End and Great Gable.
No, sorry, Great End. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go up Great End. We'll go and I got to Sprinkling Town. Now I'm going to sit down.
Yeah, Great End's a big hike as well.
I'm not going anywhere. And I sat there, and Mikey came and said, you do know whose first vlog was here, don't you? I'm like, what? Are you on about what? He said, Thomas Heaton. It's Thomas Heaton's first vlog where we are now. And we walked down to Styhead, looking across to Scafell, and wow.
Yeah,
and that
great loop.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back there. So
you got to get up Great Gable. I'd recommend Great Gable over Great End. I think they're a similar height, very similar height.
Yeah.
But if you go, when you get to Styhead Tarn, you can just go straight up Great Gable. Probably take you 20 minutes. Just a long, slow, just sits above the Tarn. Yeah. But the views, oh my God, best views in the Lake District from Great Gable. You can see all the Scarfells, you see Ennerdale Valley, you can see all the Pillar Rock, and it just goes on and on.
Yeah, Pillar.
Yeah, whereas Great End,
hello.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Great End is epic, but to be honest, there's not that many views from Great End because it's quite a rotund.
It is rotund, yes.
It's up, so there's no edge to it, so you can't get that drop off. You don't get those views.
Yeah. Have you got plans for lakes coming up? I know you're going off again.
No, I always just play it by ear, see what the weather's doing. If it's high pressure, I'll go up the mountains. If it's rainy and snowy, I'll stay lower in the valleys. So. Yeah. No, lakes, I just like to turn up and see what happens.
Yeah, I always do. Just turn up. It's great. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back on another question here because this intrigued me quite a bit. You mentioned about spooky trees, and
All
you
right.
was
Oh
doing
yeah.
a shoot for someone, but it
Yeah.
snowed. I
Yeah.
found that was like, oh, what's this project? I've got to ask him. I'm going to be nosy. I know you probably might not be able to say much, but it's like, oh, sounds
I
interesting.
don't know how much I can and can't say. I think my only concern is that it's always at risk of being shut down because of COVID. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
But no, do you know? Have you heard of a film director and a novelist and writer called Alex Garland? Have you seen The Beach? Leonardo
Oh,
DiCaprio.
yeah.
He wrote that book.
Oh, right.
He also directed 28 Days Later. And had a hand in 28 Weeks Later, and he's done loads of stuff anyway. He's really talented.
Yes.
But he got in touch because he liked my work, and he said he's shooting a film, a horror film, and you need some B-roll basically, just some like scenic stuff and everything. So he told me the plot, sent me the script, had a look at it. I was like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And the great thing is I just get to go off by myself. It's not, I don't need to, have anyone with me. It's just basically shoot the B-roll and deliver it and hope that they like it.
Yeah, that's great.
You should see the gear I've got. Oh, mate, hang on. Let me see.
That is grateful.
This is just one example. This is a Sony A7S III, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. But this lens, man, this is a proper Panavision. This lens is about 60 years old.
That's
like
awesome.
Proper cine lenses, like super, like the images that come from this. I'm watching it thinking, I need one of these for my channel.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm basically going out and I'm shooting woodland. It's basically, imagine like photography, right? Instead of hitting your shutter, you hit record, and I just get a slight movement. Like I've got a little slider, so I just get, and it's just creating this building up this portfolio of woodland shots, because the whole film is set in the woods and around a rural area. But yeah, it's set in springtime, summer, which isn't too much of a problem. I can still shoot winter B-roll, especially more intimate shots and mossy trees and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't shoot when there's a foot of snow on the ground.
No.
But yeah,
giveaway. Yeah.
It's like a proper film. It's not like a B movie or a.
I'm proper chuffed for you. I know you do have a lot of projects, but for me, that's
it's nice to have like a real job.
You said it. I didn't say that.
No, it's true. It's dead funny. I was speaking to the director, and he said, listen, Tom, right? It's just a little low budget film.
Yeah.
And I was thinking low budget, what, like 20, 30 grand? That's what I was thinking. And he said, yeah, low budget. So, we've only got 20 million. And I'm like, 20 million? That's not low budget. And he was like, it is. I was like, oh, I'm loving it. So yeah, proper film with real famous people in it and everything. But yeah, I mean, I need to be honest, I need to get back out and shoot some more stuff. But it's waiting for the right weather and just. But the difficulty is COVID. I've got a contract, so I can travel. I can travel anywhere and shoot anything because it's work. But it's still, you've got that perception of the public. So if I'm driving 300 miles and shooting all day in wood and then staying over in a chalet somewhere so I can work a location over a few days, it looks like I'm on holiday.
Yeah, but it's work.
Yeah, 100% work.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, most definitely. You do worry. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's fantastic to hear that, though. I'm excited for you. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down and when they shoot all the scenes like the actual, the acting and whatnot. I'm gonna go down and spend a few days on set and see it all come together. It's exciting. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm looking forward.
And who knows where that could lead as well. That's the thing,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Love opportunities like that. Fantastic. I think we've been talking for a while. I don't want to keep you too long. Are you okay for?
Yeah.
I've got a few more questions, but I think pretty much we've just been having a chat and I'm loving it. It's fantastic. And again, thanks a lot, mate, because
no worries.
Yeah, you have been a big influence on me. There's no point me hiding the fact that I said to you when I first met that I wanted to be a full-time professional photographer, not a YouTuber. And you said to me, "Well, really think about it. Don't go doing anything stupid now. You know, you've got
Yeah,
a family and kids." And I haven't. I've carried on working, and I've worked hard with my photography and me video on YouTube. And I owe that to big thanks to yourself in a way, and quite a few other people as well, but mainly yourself.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I think a lot of people just want to do it overnight, don't they? They want to be
Yeah.
like, I want to be full time. I'm going to hate my job. I'm going to quit my job. Don't do it. It's the
No.
stupidest thing you could do is to quit your job and think that you can just plow all your time and effort and be successful. It doesn't work like that. It took me about 4 years before I could have the confidence to leave my job.
Yeah.
And I got lucky. I got on YouTube when it was cresting a wave.
Yes.
So I can't, it'd be very difficult. The best thing you do is do something because you love it. Say yes to all the opportunities that come up. And then if you're lucky, one day you'll look at your, I don't know, ad revenue or sponsorships, and you'll realize that, oh, it's okay. So it's about the same as my wage or whatever. And then maybe you can think about switching, but it's got to be a long, slow process.
It's got to be long. Yeah. Long game is the key. And
it's true with everything in life, to be honest.
Integrity,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you going to do another F4?
God. I very much doubt it. I will. I'll put it on record. I'd do one.
Good answer.
Yeah. No, I think COVID has put, has ruined those plans. Never say never.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it was so much fun. It was hard. I think we went about it the wrong way. I think if we did it again, we'd need more delegation. So, we only had poor Greg with us who was filming everything. Yeah. What we need is a producer.
Yeah.
Somebody who can book the hotels and plan the routes, and somebody, then we need 2, 3, 4 cameramen so that we're all shooting the best light and the best angles and the best everything. Yeah. And then we'd need a grip to store all the video files and organize the hard drives and make the tea and the coffee. Yeah. We're making coffee like 5 a.m. Nick's making everyone egg and bacon. I'm making everyone coffee. Like, it's good. Greg's filming everything.
Yeah, he did a great job. Yeah, Greg did a fantastic job.
Oh, he's the hardest working man on YouTube, that guy. I don't know how he does it. Yeah. And now he's got a kid on the way.
And he's doing a daily vlog.
I know. I thought about doing a daily vlog. I don't think I could do it.
No.
I honestly don't. Only because it's getting up at, I'd have to be a sunrise shoot every day, and then I have to go home and edit. But the thing is, I'm so critical of my own work. The best thing I have going for me is the fact that if it doesn't work out, I can go out. I usually have enough time to go out again the next day or the day after. If you're doing a daily vlog, that's not possible.
Yeah. Just editing time for me. I just couldn't even imagine trying to create something, come back and then edit that together. It takes me so long to edit.
I'm a perfectionist as well. Everything's got to be perfect. The audio transitions and the music and the timing of everything. It's all got to be on point. Yeah. So I couldn't do it. I can barely do once a week at the minute, to be fair.
Yeah, I think doing the F4, like you said, as a production and having someone funding, paying for the gasoline and.
Yeah, I'd do it, but I'd want to do it. It'd have to be bigger and better. So it'd have to go. My proposal was that we'd go to Africa, do an overlanding trip across Africa.
Wow,
amazing! I want real pain. It was painful, but I want more pain. That's what makes it funny. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Things happen. Characters are tested.
Exactly.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and huge round of applause to each and every one of you for producing that, because it'll be there forever. It's fantastic.
Yeah. No, I love it. I do. It's something I would show my kids if I had kids.
I'm not going to ask you that question, by the way. If you're having kids or anything like that, because I've got 2. They're great fun, honest. No, they're lovely. I want to push on with my own photography, and I find this is I can shut up and listen to yourself or whoever I'm interviewing. I'm really enjoying that side of it because I'm learning so much from everyone I've spoke to. Rather than me having an opinion, it's really good to listen to an opinion and respect what someone else is saying, So, yeah, it's all changed for me, and the kids are a big fulcrum of that at the moment, 7 and 9. So
7, are they boy and girl? Two girls,
two
two boys?
girls, two girls.
Two girls. Oh,
yeah,
two girls.
yeah.
Nice.
They can't even plait my hair though. So
no, my mate's got 2 girls and a wife, obviously.
Yeah.
He's always complaining. He goes, I just need some man time. Like,
Yeah.
I've got in my life as women. I think his girls are 7 and 9 as well.
Wow.
So we go climbing and we go running and stuff. And he's just, I feel sorry for him because it's just women. Like in his life, only women. So it always makes me laugh.
Let me have a look here. I'll cut this bit. Note to self. I'll cut this bit. There was something else here that I've got. I think we've said it all. I'm doing so well, and now I've lost it at the end.
Sorry, you just asked me what my favorite image is. No, don't.
Oh God. Yeah, I wouldn't ask you that. No, I couldn't ask you that. I bet you've got a good few. You must have a good collection of images. No.
No. Anyway, scrap and change.
Scrap that. Yeah, I know what you mean. And even when they get older, sometimes you look back and go, "What was I thinking?"
Yeah, it's true. Well, you think that a lot. That usually tends to be when you over process images.
Yeah.
I find that images that are far more natural, they tend to have longevity.
Yeah, that's something I'm finding. And I know we said about gear, but since I've switched cameras, the larger megapixel, I'm finding the dynamic range is better, and I'm therefore finding it easier to edit, and therefore finding I'm not pushing things around as much, and I'm starting to change and think of more natural images. I'm getting really wrapped up with chaos. I don't know if that's anything to do with COVID and what's going on in the world, but chaotic scenes and scenes of lots of busyness I'm really attracted to at the moment.
I'm going the other way. I'm looking, my images seem to just become more and more empty.
Yeah.
This is what I'm looking for. Although saying that's not the case in tonight's video. It's a bit more chaotic. But yeah, it's all. That's why I like shooting film, because film is very natural medium. It's quite difficult to manipulate film. I mean, of course, you can still go in and Photoshop and you can crank everything, but
it
doesn't
work well.
Doesn't work that well.
Muddy.
Whereas I find that let the landscape, let that do all the processing for you. And that's it. I see photography as capturing a little snippet of something cool or something you've observed, rather than snapping something and then making that happen afterwards.
Yes. So. Yeah. You talked about that with the tall tree and moving the bird. And I would have moved the bird, but
yeah, well, I don't mind deleting the bird. I'll delete stuff from my images. That doesn't bother me, really.
That says a lot about you and your photography and the way you're thinking at that moment as well. I think it's
always try and do as much as I can in the field.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I will go in and delete some stuff. Like, there's some stuff I wouldn't delete. Like, I wouldn't really be too comfortable with removing permanent things like trees and mountain tops. But a little twig coming in and a little like rock on the foreground that it's just in the mud and whatever. But nothing permanent. If something's permanently fixed in place, and it's not man-made, then I feel uncomfortable deleting that. But I still might do it.
Yeah, depending. Yeah, it's up to you.
Depends. It is. There's no rules. That's what's so great.
Yeah.
I think the problem is now, like, this has happened in the past sort of 10 years, is when you see a great image, first thing you think is Photoshop. It's like, it's been Photoshopped.
It's worrying, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the way it is,
it is. Yeah, it is.
I find if you shoot film and you tag your image with the film that you've used and whatnot, It doesn't get questioned. It never gets questioned.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't see a film image and go, Photoshop.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm that far off with film. I've been waiting for COVID to end, really.
yeah, it's good. I mean, it's not as good as digital. It's not.
No,
You
no.
can't. There's no denying it. You know.
I like the grain though. I like the
Yeah,
roughness of it. I
it is.
like that kind of feel about it.
The great thing about film is it's far less clinical. Like my Fujifilm is so sharp and so clear, which is great. But
Yes.
it's digital, and you can tell it's digital. With film, it's a physical thing because there's emulsion on the film, and when you expose that film to light, the emulsion either burns away
Takes off.
or the opposite. You know, it depends if it's positive or negative film.
Yeah.
So when you have shadows shot in film, the shadows they're almost three-dimensional because it's halide crystals.
Yes.
Yeah, halide crystals on the emulsion on the film.
Yes.
It's different, and it is. I've still not quite got my head around it, but it is. It feels the depth. You know, it feels more real. It feels almost 3D. The depth to the shadows and the tonality. Like the tonality is phenomenal. Like I can shoot a bright white sky, a bright white sunrise. You know, full sun blaring into the camera.
Yeah,
you can shoot that on film, not positive film. Sorry, yeah, not positive film, but negative film. You can shoot that, and it doesn't blow out. It doesn't look overexposed.
Yeah,
because the film handles it. So you get this perfectly smooth gradient from shadows and tones to highlights. Whereas digital, you don't get that.
No,
you can't. It's I don't think it's been achieved. I'm not sure, but so there is that. You know, it's weird. You could take two identical images, film and digital, and depending on the scenario, the film would just handle it so much better.
Yes.
It's great. I'm no longer scared of clear skies when shooting film.
Yeah. Just there's a romance for it for me as well.
Oh yeah, there is
from college.
Of course.
The enlarger and then getting me little blocks of wood and just moving in and getting shadows in and bringing the tones and I used to really love seeing a contact strip doing the one elephant, two elephant move, the board, three, you know, and you'd have this sheet of all the exposures and you could look, quite like how I've burnt that, how that's overexposed, but down here you think, really, and then trying to find the positions in the picture. And I used to cut out bits of card and drop them on for 1 second, 2 seconds, off, next piece of card, 2 seconds.
Yeah, they used to do all that in college too.
I missed that. I missed that actually.
Develop it, and then we'd like do the contact prints. Is that right?
Yeah, contact strips. Yeah, contact
strips. Yeah. And then you have the paper in the tray, and you'd shake it, and then we did all that. I can't remember most of it, but the thing I love most about film is it changes my psychology. Like if I'm walking around with a film camera and I know that I've only got 12 shots. Right, I see things differently than if I'm walking around with a digital camera, and that is 100% fact. 100% fact. The compositions I pick out with my film camera are better than what I pick out with my digital camera.
Wow.
That's because I'm just
heightened.
I don't know what it is. Like I get more excited about things. I explore things differently with a film camera, and I'm way more observant of everything. You know, you have to be with film. You have to know what you're shooting. You can't just see something like and point and shoot. You've got to understand everything that's in your frame because the image is backwards and sometimes upside down, and you have to have the appreciation for the tones and the shadows and the highlights and everything. And then of course you think, okay, well this is going to cost me about £3. So it's, you know, it makes me a better photographer, or certainly I have more fun with it as well.
That's the goal, though, isn't it? That's the goal for me. Is to be a better creative, to produce something that I think, dare I say it, is art.
Yeah, I know. I hate calling my work art. I really do, but it's true. Like that, this square camera. This is my favorite camera right now. Like because it inspires me. Just having it in my hand inspires me. So I go out and I'm finding subjects that I just wouldn't be interested in with a digital camera, and that seems so bizarre because I do think that photography is photography, and it shouldn't matter what camera you've got.
Yeah.
But with film, it has such an aesthetic to it that you do see things in a certain way. You think that's going to work well with this type of film in this format. Whereas digital, I don't think, this will work really well if I process it this way. I don't know why. Another thing with film as well, every film has a certain look to it and a certain characteristic, whereas digital doesn't. You just have your raw file and you process it however you choose. So you've got so many choices. Whereas, with film, it's like, okay, I'm in front of this subject. How can I make it look its best? I'll use this film. And then that's it. And it's, when a shot does work out, oh mate, there's no better feeling. It's like you get so excited.
Yeah. Well, I could see that on your last one with the sheep. I could see the connection between you and the camera at that when you was filming it.
It was good. The whole day was great, to be honest. Started off a bit shaky, but it was great. Just that it's just such a craft. That's how I would describe it. It's a real craft shooting with a fully manual camera. And no screen, no LCD screen to check that everything's all right. You just got to kind of really absorb yourself in the scene. So you're in it, you're really in it. Whereas with digital, you're kind of like on screen, histogram shoot, next.
Yeah, there's something really three-dimensional as well when you film the B-roll looking into the top of the house.
Oh, that viewfinder's phenomenal.
That viewfinder just was
nothing better than looking at that viewfinder because it is three-dimensional. It's like, whoa, there is no greater pleasure than looking in the top-down viewfinder of this camera. And again, it makes you appreciate subject and composition and form and light and everything. Yeah.
Well, we're going to end it there. Thank you very much, Thomas. And there's only one more question I ask everyone. And I know it's late at night, so it might be what have you had? But what's for tea, Tom?
Oh, what have I had? I had, I don't know. I had like a vegetable medley. So, yeah. Well, I've been not eating too well recently, so I thought I'd better have a healthy tea. So it was like, was it broccoli, edamame beans, sweet potato, what's that stuff? Tofu. With spices and some. It was all mixed up. It was like a bit like a Buddha bowl, I think you call them.
Oh yes, yeah. Not something I eat, but.
Well, no, you want to know what I had for lunch? I had a beef and gravy sandwich with mustard for lunch.
Really good.
But I've had that for about the past 3 days in a row.
Oh, beef and mustard, can't beat that on a nice
hot roast beef soaked in gravy. There's a deli around the corner. Just fill it with hot beef and then just mustard and then. Oh,
all right. I've had no tea.
So you're gonna get hot roast beef.
I'll go and knock some up. I'm thinking of doing a mushroom stir fry, but it's getting a bit late now, so I don't know.
No, that's quick and easy though. You'll have that knocked up in 10 minutes.
It take me 10 minutes. When this is encoding it, that moment I'm panicking, going, is it recorded it? Has this done it? So if I give you a call, I'll send you an email. Tom, do you want to do that again? No.
Yeah, that's the thing with podcasting, and I've done a couple now, and I worry about it. Yeah. Because you lose if you do it again, you lose that.
Oh, it's the
whatever it is.
That's that thing.
Second time around, never as good.
Cool. Tell you what you could do. Just give me a sither. So say.
Give you a what?
A sither.
A sither.
Sither.
Oh, sither. Right.
From Blackpool, they don't say sither.
No, we don't. I don't know that one.
I'll sither.
Oh, sither, right, sither. See you later. No, Blackpool, God no. You just say, see you later.
Sither.